Steve Mariucci join Rich Eisen for the best highlights of every NFL game. NFL Replay, re-airs of the week's 4 best games. NFL Total Access. Marshall Falk joins the crew for coverage of all 32 teams. And this fall, NFL Network has live NFL games. Bryant Gumbel and Chris Collinsworth call the action. Only on NFL Network.
La pasión por el fútbol americano comienza con los niños. El programa NFL Youth les brinda la oportunidad de aprender jugando. Un deporte al alcance de todos.
La pasión comienza contigo.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
And welcome back to our New York studios and the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown, along with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason. The score at the half, well, Washington. And you know what? Tennessee certainly has had their number, winning 2 out of the last 3. And Dallas, my goodness, not much happening there at all. Let's go to the highlights, starting first with Dan.
And Drew Bledsoe struggling so far. Not a whole lot going on offensively. He gets sacked by C.C. Brown. 10-yard loss there. Then Drew Bledsoe on 3rd down overthrows Terry Glenn. And do we have a T.O. sighting? He's making a big impact in this game. 1 catch, 14 yards.
Conspiracy theory.
Oh, there's a conspiracy. Not a lot going on in this game, Jay.
Dan, would you throw to him?
If he was open.
If he was better get open there, right? Shannon, Tennessee, Washington.
And CP, Clinton Portis of the Redskins, takes this ball 10 yards, gets downhill. He's in the end zone, 7-3 early Redskins. And Mark Brunell looks for Chris Cooley. He finds it. 24-yard touchdown. They're up 14-3. And the Titans comes back. Vince Young, Brandon Jones, 3-yard TD pass. 14-13 at the half, JB. Red
Titans have won 2 of the last 3 meetings with Washington. Philadelphia and the Saints. Boy, the Saints, Boomer.
Hey, you wonder how we get ready here today on the NFL today? Just like this. Just like Charles Grant. I'm smacking Dan Marino around before the show, and here comes Drew Brees. He's going to find who other than Joe Horn. 10-0 right here. New Orleans is up on top, and then Lito Shepherd's going to come down with an interception. Poorly thrown ball by Drew Brees. He's going to take it back to the 29-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. And then right before the end of the half, Marcus Colston from Hofstra, he goes in, and the New Orleans Saints are laying it on the Eagles 17-3.
Eagles with the #1 offense in the league with only 3 points at the half. Dan, Giants at the Falcons.
And Eli Manning early in this game. You hate this when your quarterback ball gets tipped, and it's intercepted by Demario Williams. He brings it back to the 21-yard line of the Giants. And then there's a muffed handoff here between Michael Vick, Warwick Dunn, Sam Madison comes up with that turnover. Then Michael Vick, he's a guy that leads the league in big runs over 20 yards when nothing's happening in the pocket. Take off, Michael, make it happen, touchdown. That puts the Falcons up.
Shannon, what'd you say? How did they go from containing him to a flip in the end zone?
Went from a sack to a tumble in the end zone.
Unbelievable. Boomer, Cincinnati at Tampa Bay.
Well, how about Bruce Gradkowski? He's going to pull the face mask of Torrey Dames here after an interception, but the interception was ruled null and void, but that was tacked on after the play with Carson Palmer. How about this catch by T.J. Houshmandzadeh? Watch this in slow motion, guys. Look how high he goes, gets it at his highest point, has the presence of mind to keep both feet in bounds. And what a nice play. 7-0 Bengals almost at halftime.
Cincinnati has won 8 straight against NFC opponents. Shannon, Carolina at Baltimore.
Ravens quarterback Steve McNair is going to get sacked by Michael Rucker and Chris Draft. He would leave slight concussion. In comes Kyle Bowler. He's looking for who? Oh, he doesn't find Derek Mason, but Mark Clayton's right there, just the way they drew it up in the meeting room. But a more conventional, Jake DeLone, up top, Drew Carter, down below, 42-yard TD, puts him up, and that's where we are at the half, 13-7.
Hey, Boomer, were you chuckling because that's Shannon's guy, Kyle Bowler? Is that the man?
He loves Kyle Bowler, just like from Mark Brunell.
All right, Dan.
And Matt Hasselbeck, he finds new acquisition Deion Branch for his first touch of the year for the Seahawks. Then Steven Jackson, he pounds in. The guy leads the league in yards gained from scrimmage. big guy there making a touchdown. Then Mark Bulger, great afternoon. Second touchdown here to Torrey Holt. He's 15 for 20, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Bulger's looking smooth in this one.
At last check, Wayne Fiddleman said 234 pass attempts with no picks. All right, Bills, Lions, Shannon.
Kevin End Zone Jones gives him an early 10-0 lead. But J.P. Lawson is about to get sacked. Go this way. Nope, I think I'll run over here. And I'll throw this ball as far as I can. Roscoe Parrish is there, 44-yard TD. They're right back in at 10-7. But here, John Kittner looking for the singing lion, Roy Williams. 28-yard TD, only 23 points, Roy, from 40.
As we get ready to send you back to your games, I have to turn. Hey, Shannon.
What does he sing?
Shannon, I know Dan and Boomer want to know, are you more convinced about Mark Brunell now?
No.
Back to the second half of your games after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint together with Nextel. Power up.
You are in the heart of bachelor country. You could try to apply for a sex visa, but that only lasts 12 hours.
How I Met Your Mother. Then,
This is a nail gun. You sure you don't need me to see if more stuff's level? Well, apparently it's on.
The Price after How I Met Your Mother. New episode CBS tomorrow.
Earlier on the NFL Today.
I think Drew Brees is the most underappreciated quarterback right now in football.
I think the biggest thing for me is winning and losing football games. And if I had the same stats now, but we're winning all our games, people wouldn't say a word.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is Ben Roethlisberger. He's a victim of his own success.
Are you still mad, Boomer?
And you did not shake
We got
Dan.
to relive this every year.
Yeah, we got to relive
the Jets and the Miami Dolphins.
Look, I'm going to spike it again. Huh?
The NFL Today, Sundays at noon Eastern on CBS.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint together with Nextel. Power up.
Getting ready for the second half, 6-3 Houston, field goal scoring, but oh my, the defense, what a game of hits. And the NFL on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
Jericho, CBS Wednesdays.
NFL Sunday Ticket brought to you by the Volkswagen GTI. Make friends with your fast.
Get a Volkswagen and receive a custom first deck guitar. Plug into the stereo and rock just like Slash. If you're Slash.
Multiply your possibilities. Introducing Intel Core 2 Duo, the world's best processors.
You've never seen the Castaways compete like this, but their biggest foe could be the game.
Both tribes will vote somebody out.
New Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Who's faster, Sprint Mobile Broadband or Singular's Edge? Sprint Mobile Broadband gives you the power to download 5 times faster than Singular's Edge. Work faster with Sprint Mobile Broadband. Get a free mobile broadband card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
Come back to Texas. It's just not the same situation. before you lose your accent and forget all about the Lone Star State. Yeah.
All right, we're ready for the second half. Houston won the opening set 6-3. But plenty of action left, Randy Cross. Interesting, the running game. Texas can't seem to run it, the Houston Texans, and Dallas gave up on running it.
It's totally dumbfounding why Dallas isn't pounding the ball at Houston a lot more. They've got very much the advantage, and they don't want to be in passing situations because it's pretty obvious that Houston will attack them. But the one thing that stood out to me is you look at this, with a tennis analogy for you, Dick, that many unforced errors, you should have a more significant advantage. The other team makes 7 mistakes, 7 penalties, you make none, and you got a 3-point lead. It tells you something about the weapon disadvantage you're at as far as the Houston Texans.
114 total yards for each team in the first 30 minutes. This game being broadcast in high definition here on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
So bad it's been, I guess, let's be positive. It's been good defensive football by both teams. At times they've really needed to, especially when the other team has penetrated deep into the red zone, and very curious to bad offensive football on both sides.
Well, the Texans defense last in the NFL, and they hold Dallas, one of the top scoring teams, averaging 28 points a game, to only 3 in the first half. Chris Brown, whose 2 field goals have given Houston the 6-3 lead, gets it started here in the second half. Tyson Thompson to take it back for Dallas. Finds a little crease on the sidelines and finally pushed out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Defensively, Kevin Walter, the wide receiver, pushes him out of bounds.
How about that drive there, Dick? 16 plays, their longest drive of the year. Is the result of 16 plays is your only points of the game is a field goal. That's the one thing that Dallas had better improve in this NFC East. If you're going to be playing the Redskins, you're going to be playing the Giants, you're going to be playing the Eagles. You kick field goals like that, you better have the #1 defense in the league, and they don't have the #1 defense in the league.
That 16-play drive to the field goal, their longest possession of the season, and got only 3. Julius Jones. Let's see if Parcells goes back to the running game. Nope. Comes out throwing underneath and completes to the tight end Jason Witten. Witten emerging as a star at that position, a Pro Bowler each of the last 2 years, a 4th-year player out of Tennessee.
And Dick, a lot of people I think around football looked at Jason Witten as being the big recipient of Terrell Owens coming to Dallas, that people couldn't concentrate on any one guy. They'd have to double Glenn, they'd have to double Owens, and that would leave Witten wide open, and he's off to one of the slower starts in his career.
Yeah, starting today, only 13 catches and no touchdowns. On second down, big hole, Julius Jones, 50, one man to beat, 40, and finally out of bounds inside the 35. Boy, when he saw daylight, did he put it in high gear.
Well, we talked good about him. Now we got to point him out in a bad situation. Here's Mario Williams working inside. He's going to be blocked by a tight end. And when you're blocked by a tight end, you can't get blocked like that in that situation. He's got the angle, but that was an excellent job by that entire side of the Dallas Cowboys offense.
Longest running play of the game, 33 yards for Julius Jones, and right back to the former Notre Dame star. And he is to the 30 with a flag thrown by the umpire.
Yeah, somebody in there had a little too good a grasp of their technique, I think.
Yeah, when they say grab your technique, they don't mean this way.
Holding defense, number 91.
Oh,
different
5 yards to the end of the run, automatic first down.
The Ivy Leaguer, Seth Payne, doing a little holding of his own.
Yeah, when you get a guy inside like that, when they call holding on a Seth Payne, there's Seth Payne right there near the center. That usually means you tackle the first guy on the block. And see the big pile right there? He tackled Gerard as the backside guard Rivera was trying to block him. Usually the center wants to get off, and when the defensive lineman grabs both of them and goes to the ground, he basically has to fall on the umpire to do it, and that gets called most of the time.
As you know, Randy Cross, from your experience as an all-pro with the 49ers, they don't always call that one.
Well, they didn't used to at all. It's been a real recent emphasis the last couple of years of trying to crack down on the defensive linemen, grabbing those poor offensive linemen.
Oh, first down. trying to go wide and finding some room is Jones. Patient runner. And that is exactly what Bill Parcells said about this young man. He said that in the past he tried to do too much too soon and often would run himself away from his blocks, and it would be a negative play. Here, patience.
That's Mark Colombo getting a nice block. T.O. kind of using a hip check on a block, and he stood out there with the ball. He waited, and he got the corner. A lot of young running backs. In fact, we mentioned Reggie Bush earlier. That's been Bush's big flaw running the ball early on, is he wants to just race to the sideline when nothing's there. You have to wait and be patient because it will show up.
Another first down. No, actually, it's second down and 3. The yardstick set. In error as Julius Jones is hit immediately by D'Amico Ryans. This young man from Bessemer, Alabama. You know, that's Bo Jackson's hometown, so a family of Auburn fans. So what does a young kid do? He says, I'm going to Alabama.
But he's an instinctive ball player, and he really couldn't explain it, Dick. We talked to him yesterday. He said, you know, who's the coach? What's the situation? He said, well, you know, they put me at linebacker when I started playing in high school, and I just ran to the ball, and that's what I've been doing for the last, 8 years or so, running to the ball.
3rd and 5. Bledsoe over the middle. Caught. It's Patrick Creighton, and he has a first down. Dante Robinson makes the tackle, and Creighton has matched his total of the first 4 games with his 4th catch this afternoon.
This is really what this Dallas offense needs to do, and that's get back, hit the foot, get the ball out. Get it out quickly, because the Texans defense is taking chances. They're blitzing, they're bringing backers, they're bringing safeties. Get the ball out of your hands if you're Drew Bledsoe, and your receivers have a chance to break a tackle and go a long way.
Impressive drive to open this second half for the Dallas Cowboys. They go with 3 tight ends and Julius Jones. Back to Jones. Slashes to the 6-yard line. Glenn Earl, the safety, brings him down after a gain of 5.
Well, part of being patient is following the fullback. Remember the last goal line play where Julius Jones didn't follow the fullback? Here's Anthony Fasano playing fullback as a tight end. Nice job, not only by him, but also that whole right side of the offensive line, just doing a good job. Kyle Kozier came around and did a nice job.
Mario Williams got pinned in again, pushed to the inside. Jones hit and down at the 3. Good surge by Jason Babin, the defensive end, number 93, and he got help from D'Amico Ryans.
And Julius Jones is turning into one of those running backs where the first guy ain't going to get him. And when you get these kind of stats early in the season, and granted it's early in the season, you're rarely tackled by the first guy.
Cowboys can get a first down without a touchdown. 3rd and 2, and hit in the backfield is Julius Jones as charging through with Shante Orr. A flag is down.
Oh, 3 of them actually.
And you wonder if somebody leaned offside.
How many players did the Texans have on the field? Because all three flags came on the Texans side of the ball.
Gary Kubiak in the bye week going through the first 4 games and doing a self-evaluation of his young team, as most coaches do in that bye week.
Number 82 of the offense was not set on the line of scrimmage. The defense had too many men on the field. Those penalties offset. We'll replay 3rd down.
Witten was not set.
There's your extra player. And I could count, but I'll count it for you and tell you, counting him, that's 12, and he doesn't get off the field. And he's on the wrong side of the ball for starters.
So 3rd down and 2. A first down if they hit the 1. 3 yards from the touchdown. And the lead. The fade. And a touchdown to Terrell Owens. Flag down.
Don't be surprised if this is offensive interference.
On Owens. Did he push off? Lewis Sanders, the defensive back.
Oh, no, it's against the defense. We're going to call it on Sanders.
Owens, if we have
defensive pass interference, number 21. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Now it's official. Owens' 103rd career touchdown, his 2nd this season. And for Bledsoe, his 250th career touchdown throw.
This is just using your body to your advantage. Lewis Sanders has his hands on him while he's in the end zone. That was a great call, but it was a better effort by T.O.
Vanderjagt adds the extra point, and the Cowboys lead for the first time today. Taking the second half kickoff all the way, and Owens with a payoff from 3 yards out.
Have you noticed? Southwest Airlines now has more nonstop flights from coast to coast than ever before.
You are now free to move about the country.
Technology has made your morning easier. Why not your shave? The Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL is designed to shave more, with 3 shaving rings in each shaving head. And it stays on your neck, so even tricky hairs are cut. Simplicity is making every stroke count.
Unlocked the doors when her dress and keys were inside. Got an email from her car. Contacted help when his son stopped breathing. Helped find his dream car after it was stolen. Made a call even when his cell phone couldn't. Choose a Chevy with OnStar.
You've waited, you've dreamed, and now it's finally back. Endless shrimp at Red Lobster. The only time of year to enjoy all the irresistible shrimp you can eat. Don't miss Endless Shrimp right now, only at Red Lobster.
Tomorrow, Dave's got wigs for dogs.
What do the pieces run?
They could go up to thousands.
How drunk do you have to be to spend that kind of money on air?
Tomorrow.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Welcome back. Terrell Owens taking his continuing bow after that touchdown catch at 3 yards. It caps a 68-yard drive, 9 plays. Significant throw for Bledsoe. 250 touchdown passes and now 103 catches for Owens. Here comes Edel Shepard, and Shepard twisting his way with flags down all the way to the 40-yard line. But flag down at
holding
the 27.
during the return, number 30. 10-yard penalty.
Jason Simmons.
First down.
Guilty of the hold. Cowboys fans assimilating with considerable joy. A touchdown by Terrell Owens, giving Dallas the 4-point lead.
Traffic. It's gridlocked all the way into downtown. All 4 lanes are...
A new level of strength. A new level of quality. Introducing the GM 100,000-mile warranty. A new level of confidence.
You're gonna get what you need. Gonna get what you need. You're gonna get what you need.
With courtesy transportation and roadside assistance, it's the best coverage in America from the biggest brand in America.
What sin did she die for?
Who would strangle someone with a rosary?
We'd like permission to search your rectory and the nuns' apartments.
This job certainly challenges your faith.
In my world, Father, you're either guilty or innocent.
Well, in my world, you can be both.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Red Lobster. Indulge in all the irresistible shrimp you want. It's endless shrimp, only at Red Lobster. And by General Motors, a new level of quality, a new level of confidence.
With Randy Cross, Dick Enberg, welcome back to Texas Stadium. Cowboy fans cheering a 10-6 lead. Terrell Owens delivering on his second touchdown catch of the year. From the 17, Houston and David Carr. And the whistle blew that play dead at the snap. And that means 5 negative yards against the offense.
Dick, remember the ball was almost going to be on the 40-yard line. They get a penalty. Now they're backing up again.
Now they're at the 12. After the touchdown catch by Terrell Owens, a lot of hugs, even his position coach. And they've had a little run-in earlier this week when a shouting exchange occurred at the practice site. Todd Haley, passing coordinator, he was mad that Terrell did not show up at practice on time. Underneath, Andre Johnson, incomplete. Solid defense by Anthony Henry on the corner for Dallas.
Hey, you talk about field position in a game, but another big part of this football game that Bill Parcells and Gary Kubiak have to monitor closely is momentum. And right now, momentum is really sliding towards the Dallas Cowboys. You had that ball, it was going to be on the 40. Then you have the holding penalty. It goes back to the 17. Another penalty back to the 12. It's attack and attack if you're Dallas right now.
Down the middle, an open man. It's Eric Moulds. He's to the 26-yard line and hit immediately there. Tackled by Roy Williams.
He got a very favorable spot on that one.
That's going to be right at the sticks, Randy. Let's see. At the... No, it looks like it's good enough for the first down.
It's going to be a first down. Carr gets nice protection. They brought with just a single blitz and 4 rushers, and he found the wide open Eric Moulds, who went laterally, didn't move up the field, but he got a good spot, and they got a first down.
Third catch for the veteran Moulds. That's a big first down for Houston. Right back to the passing game. Johnson, and good defense again from Henry, wearing him like a glove on that corner. To JB in New York.
Hey, Dick, Cowboy fans probably saw too much of Donovan McNabb last week. Here, play action, hooking up with Reggie Brown. Take a look, poor tackling right here by the Saints, letting Reggie Brown escape. He takes it 60 yards to pay dirt. McNabb, 7 touchdown pass of 30 yards or more. 17-10 Saints. Back to Dick and Randy.
All right, JB. Well, they cheer RB down there in New Orleans, Reggie Bush, but that's the Reggie Brown of the Eagles making the big play. I've never seen Donovan McNabb throw the ball any harder or better. Underneath.
Because he hasn't.
It goes to Mark Bruner, the veteran tight end, has his first catch of the season, and ready to receive in New York is JB again.
14-3 Falcons were up, but the Giants have narrowed the gap. 9 plays, 64 yards on this drive here. 2-yard touchdown run by Brandon Jacobs. They've narrowed it to 14-10, and you know what, Dick? Randy is always brutally honest, isn't he? Back to Dick and Randy.
That's NFC East. How contentious is it? Dallas and Washington, the Giants, Philadelphia. Underneath, a short pass to Sam Gatto, and the former star at Liberty that was traded for by the Texans when they sent Fernand Morency to Green Bay earlier this year. Has his first catch. Barnett and James, the tacklers.
You talked about the NFC East, Dick. It's right about where it probably should be. Honestly, you know Dallas is 2-2, and Philadelphia's off to this great start. But what's more important is this side of the equation. How are you doing? How are you doing on the divisional side? And Philadelphia had a very easy start with the teams that they had early on in the season. They should be 4-1. The game they lost was that comeback victory by the New York Giants.
Houston has to hurry. Play clock down to 1 second. They didn't make it. That's going to cost them 5 yards. They huddled on the sidelines with their coach on 4th and 1.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Well, Joe Marciano is their special teams coach, and That's something they've got to address right now. Is they've wasted a timeout in the first half, letting the clock run down and then stopping it. And there's Joe right there with the glasses, and right there, that's just taking an unnecessary 5 yards and letting the returner give him a little bit better chance at better field position.
Skylar Green back for Dallas is Chad Stanley, who kicked here at Texas at Stephen F. Austin. Sends it very high. Green, no fair catch yet. And staggers forward for a couple to the 33-yard line. With that, a timeout. 7:20 left. Third quarter. Dallas by 4.
One of the great things that I think I've been able to do in my life is seize opportunities. I wasn't even a starter. The guy in front of me got hurt, and I had a chance, and I took that chance and had a big day, and I was a starter ever since. And so opportunities are seldom perfect, but I've learned that if you're not ready for them, they may not come again.
Sandwich packs a punch, buddy. Extra long Philly cheesesteak indeed.
Yeah,
it's not going to be able to go all 12 rounds with this thing. This thing's putting a pretty good lick into me right
Okay.
now.
You want me to throw in the towel?
No, not yet, buddy.
No?
Not yet. Come back, yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Throw it?
Throw it.
Throw it? Okay. There we go.
You
all
did
right?
good, right, Pete?
Yeah, you did fine.
Good.
Extra long Philly cheesesteak. Sonic's got it, others don't. The great taste of a classic cheesesteak stretched by Sonic. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
This season, NFL Network invites you to a new football tradition.
With a telecast you'd expect from NFL Network. Great matchups on the run to the playoffs. Only on NFL Network.
The SEC on CBS. Bama battles the 8th-ranked Vols. College football at its best. Next Saturday on CBS.
Welcome back. Dallas leading 10-6. Bill Parcells in his 4th year as head coach here in Dallas. He told us, I know I've got a lot of great athletes. I'm not sure yet if we have a good team. And this drive, if it can mirror that of the first drive of the second half, might help answer that question positively, although the pass to Jason Witten does not connect. We will to New York and JB.
Hey, Dick, Tennessee has beaten Washington 2 out of the last 3 meetings. Take a look here, a little pitch for Travis Henry. He takes it 2 yards. Good second effort there. 17 unanswered points by Tennessee, 2014 over Washington in the 3rd. Dick and Randy.
Oh, an upset building there. If you look at the standings of the NFC East.
You get 90,000 people booing, they can make a lot of noise.
A little happy there at FedEx Field. 2nd and 10 for Bledsoe. Lots of time. The throw for Glenn. He's open. He had beaten 2-man coverage, Dante Robinson and Glenn Earl. But it had to be perfect, and it was just off the fingertips.
2 very good plays by the Texans defense. First down was a blitz, and Mario Williams came free and pressured Bledsoe. That put him into second down, and look at the job Dante Robinson does. He doesn't buy the dink, he doesn't buy the fake, and Bledsoe has to put it way out there where only Glenn can get it. It looked like the defenders were beaten, but it was more a case of the ball being so overthrown. Glenn was the only guy who could even get a finger on.
All right, but it shows again his frightening speed, Glenn. He was pulling away from both Texans. 3rd down. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Flags are down, and so is the receiver Witten as he makes the catch at the 47, but I don't think it's going to count as the flag's thrown back.
Offense number 65.
There's the quick answer.
Penalty.
Andre Gerard, the center, trying to help pick up the blitzer.
And N.D. Kalu was at the defensive end position coming around on a stunt, and I think he had to tackle Kalu. There's Gerard right here at the center position. Watch what happens. Kalu comes inside, and that's just a oops, can't get you, got to stop you. You know, honestly, when you sit in an offensive line meeting or an offensive meeting, you see a lineman do something like that, that's not always a bad thing.
Coaches don't complain about it. You saved my quarterback.
Yeah, it's one less shot Drew Bledsoe has to take. You'd love the yards, but you don't want your quarterback to get pounded on a free shot.
So 3rd down and 20 for Bledsoe. He goes to the draw, and he's got some running room here for Barber all the way out to the 39-yard line. And a gain of about 15, but that won't be enough. 4th and 5, out comes the punt team. Marion Barber, what a Minnesota backfield that must have been for the Golden Gophers.
Lauren Morency?
Oh, Lawrence Maroney was just tearing them up with the New England Patriots, and Marion Barber. 1,000 yards automatic for those two kids in college.
Well, the good news is for the Texans, you stopped them. The bad news is McBriar has got plenty of room to pin you back right here.
Philip Buchanan, who had that key punt return at the end of the half that set up a Houston field goal, is the deep man as Breyer belts it to the 12. Wow. Oh. Buchanan, fair catch.
Why do you fair catch that?
Anyone within 10 yards of him. Fans throw a little raspberry.
He asked himself that play. What the heck was I thinking?
My fault.
So it seems pretty clear that buying lottery tickets is not a good business plan. That's weird. So, very funny. Let's continue. We got a lot to get through. All right, if we look to the other sectors that we can. Okay, come on, guys.
Want a new job? We've got the most. CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits.
You shot a 71 last week?
Shot around a 71? You can't shoot around anything. It's your score. It's an exact number.
Excuse me, fellas. Can somebody shoot around a 71?
Who?
Him.
Him? No.
The spacious Cadillac DTS. Ready for your foursome.
I don't fit in out here. I want to be a suicide girl.
These girls aren't suicidal, but they could be homicidal.
This girl's bludgeoned.
Does she look like a normal 18-year-old to you? Let go!
You beat guys up often? Only when they've hooked up with my girlfriend.
Something tells me we're not gonna like the way this ends.
A new CSI New York, CBS Wednesday.
You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Cadillac and by Budweiser Select, brewed longer for a bold taste that finishes clean. Expect everything.
Back at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys have a 10-6 lead here in the 3rd. And Houston facing a whitewash quarter. They've been outscored 34-0 in the 3rd period this year. Samko Gatto is the setback behind Carr. Carr underneath the Gatto. Puts his head down and has a first down out to the 25-yard line. Tripped up by Anthony Henry. Reminder tonight, a new episode, Without a Trace. Everyone is a suspect. Don't miss a new Without a Trace tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
You know, Dick, Dallas's defense is doing something a little unusual for them. They're staying in that cover two, that two deep safety look. That's why, you know, you've got 5 catches for Johnson for only 30-something yards. They're making them throw it short, and they're tackling very good once they catch it.
Back to Sam Gatto, and he, like Ron Dane, finding nothing inside. So let's go elsewhere. Back to New York and JB.
Tennessee angling for its first victory of the season. Take a look here. Great special teams play as Casey Kramer blocks the punt by Skins punter Derek Frost. Ball out of the end zone. Safety. 19 straight points by the Titans. 22-14 over the Skins. Back to Dick and Randy.
Well, that's building as the shocker, JB, play today. 8-point lead now, Tennessee, and they're going to get the ball on the free kick.
That'll create some joy in the NFC East if it holds up.
2nd down and 10. Carr throws incomplete. Try to hit his tight end, Owen Daniels. Flag is down. Brady James made the tackle. Let's check the penalty.
I think DeMarcus Ware might have drawn himself a hold there.
That's the preliminary signal.
Holding, offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Flag down in Texas, flag up in New York.
Nicely done. Thank you so much. Take a look here. Talk about flag up. Look at this one here. Big time toss. Matt Hasselbeck, 42 yards to Darrell Jackson, covered by 3 Rams. Second touchdown toss of the day for Hasselbeck. 21-14. Rams. Back to Dick and Randy.
All right, JB. Boy, we're giving the fans quite a meal here, a feast of action. Busy day on this Sunday in the NFL as Carr goes to work after the penalty. Has a man open, and it's deflected and intercepted by the Cowboys. Picked off by Greg Ellis, who laterals it to Terrence Newman, and Newman out of bounds.
But was he downed after he caught that ball?
Andre Johnson was the intended target. Brady James deflected it. And then the scramble, it winds up in Newman's hands. And the Cowboys with a huge turnover.
Just a beautiful athletic play by Brady James, jumping up and tipping that. Also nice by Ellis. See, now his teammate, sitting in college, he can get up. And the Texans never touch him. Excellent job. Very, very nice job. Very fortunate, too, of lateraling the ball back like that and having it work out right. Usually it doesn't always work out so well.
That's right. 18-yard line, make it the 23 is where they mark it. As the Cowboys with a 10-6 lead have the big turnover. Johnson was open, too. Brady James made a great play. Here's Julius Jones, knocked down at the 21-yard line by Mario Williams.
And Brady James is really a guy that's come up the right way in football. A guy that started as a special teams player for 3 years. Dat Wynn goes out, and he's made it really a seamless transition. Done a nice job at middle linebacker, and that's Dallas staying on the attack and taking advantage of a mistake by Houston.
There's Greg Ellis, 2.5 sacks this year, a couple of forced fumbles, interception on that play. He's the man who forced the fumble last week, and DeMarcus Ware took it back on the fumble recovery touchdown. To the end zone, Bledsoe, incomplete, and it might have been deflected. Jason Witten was open, but one of the men up front for the Texans might have gotten a piece on that.
Well, he had 2 guys open. Witten wasn't the only one, because T.O. lined up on the bottom of the screen and drew single coverage, and he was wide open also. It's pretty much you have your choice of what you're going to do. Bledsoe's getting wonderful protection. The pressure isn't there right now.
No.
I think that's just kind of missed it.
Not deflected. D'Amico Ryans leaped high in front. 3rd down and 8. Barber in the backfield. Safety blitz is picked up. The end zone. Owens, he fights for the ball and comes away with it. Touchdown, T.O. C.C. Brown and Dexter McCleon were on him, and there's just a case of a big, strong receiver out-hustling, out-muscling to get the score.
You ever seen 2 magnets get together and all of a sudden they're repelled? Well, Dexter McCleon's a magnet. Terrell Owens is a magnet. They're coming together. Guess what gets repelled? The smaller magnet. Great job underneath of just swimming underneath on the move and catching that ball by T.O.
Try for point by Mike Vanderjagt as 2 touchdowns by T.O. here in the 3rd quarter boosted the Dallas Cowboys into a 17-6 lead. There's the muscle play. Can't see it, but now the smile.
Coach, you're a fan of the Coors Light Frost Brew Liner, right?
Darn right.
Wouldn't you say it locks in that frost brew taste?
I can say it with confidence.
Coach, would you say the Frost Brew Liner rocks?
I think that's probably as well as I can state it. I don't know.
Every Coors Light can is a specially designed liner to lock in that refreshing frost brewed taste.
Coach, I started lifting again. Can you tell?
I don't see any changes that would be visible,
Chili's Triple Dipper Dinner lets you choose 3 of your favorite dishes for just $9.99. Southwestern egg rolls, Kentucky barbecue boneless wings, and more. Only at Chili's. Spice-alicious.
Shall we raise our shields, Captain?
At ease, Mr. Chekhov. Again with the shields. I wish he'd just relax and enjoy the amazing picture clarity of the DirecTV HD we just hooked up. With what Starfleet just ponied up for this big screen TV, settling for cable would be illogical. What? I can't use that line?
For picture quality that beats cable, you've got to get DirecTV.
Applebee's introduces Huge Flavor by Tyler Florence.
You gotta try my crispy brick chicken. I take fresh rosemary and olive oil and I sear it right in. Then I pair it up with a phenomenal salad.
Tyler's Huge Flavor, new from Applebee's.
And that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Hey guys, did you hear the news? We moved to 8 p.m. on Mondays.
What?
Our show from now on, it's gonna be Mondays 8 p.m. on CBS.
What show? What are you talking about?
We're characters on a TV show, How I Met Your Mother.
That's the name of a show?
No, I'm serious, listen.
How I Met Your Mother, tomorrow at 8 p.m. on CBS.
I don't hear anything. Yeah, I don't either.
Terrell Owens, one of 4 in NFL history with more than 100 career touchdowns, has 104. And the Cowboys, again, opportunistic. The last 7 turnovers, 6 TDs.
And Umatio last week, 3 catches for 45 yards, no touchdowns, 3 for 38 and 2 touchdowns today.
Here comes Edel Shepard, and Shepard to the 27-yard line. Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison, Terrell Owens, the 4 to hit the century mark plus in touchdown catches. And here's number 104.
The one thing they all have in common, the ability to use their body and get away from defenders in tight spaces. All 3 of those guys were very, very good around the boundaries, and it's something Terrell Owens has developed as his career has gone on.
I understand when he's doing that, he's humming Do, Re, Mi. Ball at the...
I thought it was Toby Keith, I want to talk about me.
Well, something like that. I guess there were more lyrics. But... Now the Texans go to the ground, and Gatto stuffed at the 30, falls to the 31, a couple-yard gain. As we remind you, tomorrow on CBS, all neighborhoods do have secrets in Miami. They forgot to bury theirs. Don't miss a wild new episode of Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami.
I almost live in a boring neighborhood.
Thank goodness, huh?
Hey, this just in. I don't think Houston can run the ball, Dick.
I kind of felt that at halftime, but they keep trying. Moulds in motion. Carr able to step away. That was a screen that was blown up by the Dallas defense, and Carr able to save the sack. And Jay Ratliff was applying pressure on Carr. Well, here is that telling tale. As you look at the rushing yards and total yards for Houston, 31 yards on 16 rushing attempts, 1.9 per carry.
And worse news than that, really, if you're Gary Kubiak and a Texan fan, your leading rusher right now is David Carr with 15 yards.
He's still #1, huh? They're going to be something when they do generate a decent running game, because they've got the pass game. On 3rd down, Carr to the sidelines, intercepted, picked off by Anthony Henry.
Wow, we talked about a receiver using his body. When Terrell Owens caught that last touchdown, Anthony Henry does a textbook example of a quarterback using his body against a receiver.
Henry's first interception this year, his 21st career.
See him squeezing in between Andre Johnson and David Carr. That was just a fraction of a second. That ball was too long in the air, and Anthony Henry does a great job of getting in position for it, and as soon as he threw it, David Carr knew it.
So 2 Dallas interceptions in Houston territory here in the 3rd quarter. They scored on the last, and as you saw, 6 out of the last 7 turnovers, they've scored a touchdown. Here's Marion Barber. And he powers his way inside the 35, a gain of 6 or 7 before Moreland Greenwood can make the tackle. 2:35 left in the 3rd.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, Dick. You know, last week, Terrell Owens came out of that Philly game ranting and raving because he had 3 catches for 45 yards. And his 3rd quarter was pretty simple as he hugs his receiver coach, Todd Haley, there. How about 2 catches for 2 touchdowns and about, 20 yards or so? They don't all have to be bullets. go out of your way and get it to him, this guy will perform. And the downside is he'll then tell you about it.
3 yards and 21 on his 2 catches for touchdowns as Barber gets a couple into the thick of the Houston defense. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
I'll say this for Houston, they're very convinced, and their coordinator Richard Smith is committed to the fact that he's handling this offense well, because they're still manning up a lot on the outside, both receivers. They're committing safeties, they're committing linebackers, they're staying aggressive. Problem is, you stay aggressive, you're going to expose your corners to some pretty nasty stuff with these 2 wide receivers, Glenn and Owens.
They got Terry Glenn isolated far left, and he comes in motion. 3rd and 2. This throw is to Creighton, and it's broken up by 31 Philip Buchanan. So Buchanan and Dexter McLeon, they had 6 defensive backs in there on that play. 3rd and 2.
And that's why I guess he feels good about manning him up. He can get that kind of play out of Buchanan working on Creighton, and the guys at the top of the screen did a very nice job of manning up on Glenn and Owens. I mean, look at the position. We talk about positions. That was just great timing. That hand's coming in at the same time as the ball.
4th and 2. Dallas will go for it, leading 17-6. Very productive 3rd quarter. Barber, the running back. Bledsoe. Creighton. Same play, this time successful. 1st and goal. No, 1st down at the 15. They worked on Earl and Buchanan.
How about that call from Bill Parcells and the Dallas Cowboys offensive coaches? Doesn't work on 1st down? Okay, we'll man him up. Let's see if he can do it 2 plays in a row. And on that play, Patrick Creighton was considerably better than Buchanan.
Creighton with 5 catches to match Terry Glenn's 5 on his most productive day of this season. From the 15, Barber gets 5, gets 9 as his helmet flies into the end zone. No, it's the helmet. Yeah, it is.
It is his. I tell you what, this guy really has, Dick. When you look at him and the difference between him and Julius Jones, Jones is a lot smoother. He's just not as violent a runner. Every time he takes a step, Marion Barber, you expect him like he's getting ready to hit somebody or something. He's very, very physical.
Barber went down on the 6th. The helmet was recovered in the end zone. 2nd and 1, right back to Barber. Plows right to the goal line. Is he in? Now they're going to mark it just shy.
Yeah, about a foot short.
And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Cowboys on the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. The end of the 3rd quarter. Dallas 17, Houston 6. We'll be back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
The Duke rape case could turn on what she says on 60 Minutes.
Is that true?
Nope.
Plus, the 3 accused teammates tell their story for the first time tonight.
CSI, CBS Thursdays.
NFL Sunday Ticket brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Passion for excellence.
I pledge.
I pledge. I pledge to help you find your perfect
Flat panel TV.
I pledge to watch football only on Saturday and Sunday.
I pledge to set up your HD right.
And Monday.
I pledge to show this off to my girlfriends.
And sometimes Thursday.
I pledge to beat anyone's price. I pledge to be the house where all the kids want to hang out.
For the ultimate viewing experience, I pledge to get you the best picture quality for your HD TV. Guaranteed. But we'll give you a $100 Best Buy gift card. That's HD done right at Best Buy.
I can give you what you want. I can make your heart beat short. I can make you ice cream. We could be a sweet tea melting in your
Multiply your possibilities.
I can give you what you
Introducing Intel Core 2 Duo, the world's best processors.
Now the TO show in that third quarter as Dallas rallying from a 6-3 deficit at the intermission, scoring a couple of Terrell Owens touchdowns. And what a way to start the fourth quarter on the 1/2 yard line. 1st and goal. And another Dallas touchdown. Marion Barber, his 4th of the season. Anthony Henry, the man who intercepted at the Houston 40, setting up that score.
Well, the man that made the difference for most of the third quarter, like you said, Dick, was Terrell Owens. But that last series after that turnover and that great interception by Anthony Henry was all about old-style Bill Parcells, kill the clock, smash mouth football. There's just this offensive line doing a great job of manning up, and Anthony Fasano in there at fullback doing a good job, too.
Ryan Fowler actually in there to throw a block. The linebacker, 40 yards, 7 plays, 24-6 Cowboys.
With more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher than Ford F-Series.
Hey, Jack. Dad? It looks like my old truck. Well, now it's your new truck.
Bold moves. They happen every day.
When you want to finish with truly healthy hair, where do you start? Right at the source, the scalp. Introducing the totally reinvented Head & Shoulders. The Hydrozinc formula contains 6 times the moisturizers for your scalp and hair. It's healthy and beautiful, so eliminate up to 100% of visible flakes and start at the scalp for truly healthy hair. And now, take a rejuvenating escape with new Ocean Lift from Head & Shoulders.
CBS Tomorrow. All neighborhoods have secrets. This one forgot to bury theirs.
What these people are doing, they deserve to die.
Where'd you dig that up? Gary Logan's backyard.
You don't know what it's like to lose everything.
I've lost everything.
Do I have your attention now?
A new CSMINE, CBS Tomorrow.
Winds have been recorded at 172 miles per hour.
We're here to get you out. Who's at greatest risk?
They can all be saved.
Marion Barber converting from a yard out to make it 24-6 after Anthony Henry's interception set up play at the 40-yard line. 24-6 now. The Cowboys lead it again, taking advantage of the turnover. 7 of 8 turnovers have led to Cowboy touchdowns this year. And Bill Parcells will be quick to tell us all that nothing correlates better to victory than winning that turnover battle. Fumble, and here's another one. The Cowboys have it as Shepard fumbles the ball right into the arms of Roy Williams.
Well, I mentioned early in the game, Dick, about that rebound and attack. And right now they've got the Houston Texans down, and they are attacking and attacking again. I just think he fumbles the ball. Shepard just throws the ball up there. I don't think the ball got hit. From that replay, it really didn't look like the ball was influenced at all.
Kevin Burnett did get a little piece of him, but
yeah, a piece of him, but nothing of the ball.
Roy Williams recovers at the 31-yard line to match the number on his back. Things turning south for Houston in a hurry. Julius Jones, the tailback now from the 31. Flag down as Jones battles down to the 24-yard line.
I think that's going to be on the Texans. Remember earlier where you saw the defensive holding call on Seth Payne?
a Texan player is down. Looks like Seth Payne. It is Payne. And he is in pain.
Another
Holding
great
defense number 99. We're going to add 5 yards to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Defensive tackle Travis Johnson with the penalty. They attend to Seth Payne. We'll take a break.
The owners are anxious to sell.
Baby, can we get a waterfall in the bedroom?
Anything for my babies.
What about the pool?
We can put a gazebo in the middle of it with dolphins. We'll take it.
The asking price is $5 million. Do you have financing in place?
Yes. A lot of financing in place. There they go.
Monopoly is back at McDonald's.
Oh.
You could win $50, $5,000, up to $5 million.
Where's Mama gonna stay?
The guest house is 100 yards away.
In the guest house.
I think it happens to a lot of guys over 50. See, I was always going during the movies and hating to stand up, going during a presentation and hating to stand out.
For you this afternoon.
And once I got there, I had trouble going, and I was going 3 times a night. I said to my doctor, I have a going problem. He said, you have a growing problem. It's not your bladder. Your prostate is growing. See, I had an enlarging prostate. My doctor prescribed Avodart.
Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avodart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms.
So I can go more easily when I need to go and go less often.
Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition such as prostate cancer, so have regular prostate exams. Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Call your doctor today. Avodart for your growing problem.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Fire Dog. Now available at Circuit City. For all your home theater installations, PC services, and more, the experts at Fire Dog are ready to help. Fire Dog, call and we'll come running. And by Ford F-Series, built for bold moves, built Ford tough.
Welcome back to Texas Stadium as they assist the 10-year veteran Seth Payne to the trainer's table, favoring that right leg.
Well, it's more of the smash mouth on that last play with Julius Jones showing good patience. Expect more of the same with his power eye look.
First down on the penalty at the 19. Jones runs into his own blocker, keeps his feet churning for a couple. Prior to that play, talk about balance. Cowboys 131 yards rushing and passing 131. Bledsoe with a couple of touchdowns as he's reached the 250 mark in his great career.
You know, at the beginning of the game, Dick, we talked about how this offense for Dallas had done a lot of things really well, but they turned the ball over. And this team's really taking great advantage now of another offense making mistakes. Wasn't that the offense has put up juggernaut numbers? They're just being very efficient, much in the style of a Bill Parcells football team.
He reminded us, if you win the turnover battle by even one, +1 in the game, you win 78% of the time. Back to Jones. Nice little move as he has the first down, 1st and goal. And that gives Jones the century mark today. That'll be the first time in his bright young career he's rushed for 100 yards in 3 consecutive games.
We talked about the power of Marion Barber. Now here is the style and speed and kind of wiggle and sizzle of Julian Jones. Taking advantage, being patient. Julius Jones just hits it and goes. I like the way this kid runs. I think he's got a lot of that Tiki Barber to him. He doesn't have the physical size and the power of the legs, but he and Barber make quite a combination.
Jones stays in. He's averaging 97 yards rushing a game, best in the NFL. 103 today, plus a couple more down to the 5-yard line. Mario Williams makes the tackle. Jones and his brother Thomas, they're going to be the most successful brother starting tandem at the same position, running back. There have been others. Walter Payton's kid brother rushed for a couple of yards. Well, let's
starters being the operative part of that statement.
Eddie had 28 yards. Tyrone Montgomery, brother Wilbert, 203. But as starters, the Jones boys, Thomas and Julius, they're young. There's a lot more to come from them.
Bledsoe's just going to let this thing go all the way down and call a timeout down here.
12-10 left, 4th quarter.
Introducing the all-new Extended Length Expedition. Now with more than twice the cargo space behind the third row.
Dad!
Hey, son.
Man, I wish you guys could be here.
Yeah, well, we do too.
It's a long way, I know.
Well, let us know how it goes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Bold moves. They happen every day.
When it comes to being a better football fan, nothing beats Sprint NFL Mobile. You can watch exclusive game highlights of all your favorite players, like Peyton Manning. That guy's pretty good, if you like 6'5", 230-pound quarterbacks, laser, rocket arm. With NFL Mobile only from Sprint, you get customizable alerts and real-time stats on your favorite team. Maybe like Peyton Manning's team, maybe.
Switch to Sprint. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Sprint. Power up.
NFL Network means football 24/7 with a great new lineup of shows. NFL Game Day. Deion Sanders and Steve Mariucci join Rich Eisen for the best highlights of every NFL game. NFL Replay. Re-airs of the week's 4 best games. NFL Total Access. Marshall Falk joins the crew for coverage of all 32 teams. And this fall, NFL Network has live NFL games. Bryant Gumbel and Chris Collinsworth call the action. Only on NFL Network.
Help me.
America's football hero.
He's the top college quarterback in the country.
So he can't be a rapist?
Versus LA's toughest DAs.
The games begin.
Say we kick his ass. Now you're talking.
Your boys are going down.
Sharp. New episode CBS Thursday after CSI.
Welcome back to Texas Stadium on and off and on rainy Sunday afternoon. And Seth Payne being carted away at injured right leg.
That's the worst ride going. The worst way to leave the field if you're a player.
Cowboys have it at the 5, 2nd and goal. Jones toppled after a yard gain as he looked to match Marion Barber's touchdown run earlier in this half. Glenn Earl up from the secondary to make the tackle, and Julius Jones comes up a little gimpy.
And in comes Marion Barber.
Barber already 4 touchdowns on the ground this year, and another player injured, and it's Glenn Earl, the man who made the tackle of Julius Jones. Earl from Notre Dame, 4 former Irish players in the game today as Earl made the hit on Julius Jones. They were teammates in the same class at Notre Dame 3 years ago.
Coach, wouldn't you like to lose that suit and tie and crack open a cold Coors Light?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Yes.
I mean, we all think Coors Light is totally refreshing. Yeah. Yeah.
I think a number of people are beginning to come to that conclusion.
So why drink any other beer?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Taste the cold of Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Coach, little help with these empties? Oh, sorry.
I certainly haven't come here to, to clean house.
You're on a mission to get an amazing new TV this year, but you want to be absolutely sure you pick the right one. Circuit City makes it simple. That's because we've got thousands of online customer reviews that rate the hot new stuff. And right now, get no interest till 2008 on all TVs $299 and up. Plus, save up to $400 instantly on all TVs $499 and up. Only at Circuit City.
I was making room for my daughter's swing set. I was playing in the dirt.
I was taking the ponies out for a ride.
When you hit that 250,000-mile mark, you'll remember exactly where you were in a Ford F-Series. Because with more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And by Dell, business solutions designed for one company in mind. Yours, Dell, purely you.
Welcome back. 24-6 Dallas leads here early in the 4th quarter. Glenn Earl being helped off the field. Here's the collision with Julius Jones. Jones limped off, and Earl blinking his eyes as he took that blow right in the head.
Well, he used his head. He'll be coming in from the left side of the screen. Julius Jones making that cut. Here comes Earl right now. He's lucky. That head was down. That's the position they're trying to really discourage defenders, is that crown on top of the head when you hit somebody.
See what you hit. Bledsoe on the fade, can't find Terry Glenn. Trying to get a touchdown to a speedy wide receiver, and 4th down and goal. Out comes the field goal unit, and Mike Vanderjagt another short try.
He's looking over his right and he throws it over the left. Drew's the kind of quarterback too that would look at his grade sheet and grade himself down. You know, he's pretty meticulous and he holds himself to a pretty good standard. And look at his numbers for a career. There's a good reason.
You see the short first field goal, and this one even shorter, 21. And he's 2 for 2 from short range, and a 27-6 lead. 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery have led to 17 unanswered Dallas points. With a flag down on the extra point. So 17 on turnovers for the Cowboys.
Wonder if on this extra point that they've got a guy over the center and they're calling that play, the helmet within the frame.
Personal foul on the defense, number 99, for unnecessary roughness.
Travis Johnson, the defensive tackle, and the new rule this year is you cannot line up over the center. They've been burying centers, as you will know, for a long time. You put big guys right over the guy snapping the ball, and he's almost defenseless. And now they're saying you can't line up directly over that center.
Well, here's the center right here. Watch everything going on in that center of the line, and that's where the offense happens. And it wasn't for the thing we're talking about. Ledesur comes screaming out of there, but I believe it was after the fact. Thomas Johnson, the defensive tackle, stepped right on the center's face. Just kneed him right in the chest/face, and that was the personal foul that was called by the umpire, who could have a great view of that from the back.
Although the referee ticketed 99, Travis Johnson. That will give the Cowboys a shorter field for the kickoff as Glenn Earl goes back to the locker room. Well, the first half of our CBS doubleheader today. Hope you'll stay around. More great action to follow. 3 big games. Got the Chiefs and Steelers, the Dolphins at the Jets, and the Chargers San Francisco. So Vanderjagt kicks off from the Dallas 45-yard line, and he'll try to put that through the uprights. Doesn't. It was wide left. Let's go to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Dick. Philadelphia has shaken off the rust here in the second half. McNabb pitches to the wide receiver, Reggie Brown, 15 yards to pay dirt. 21 unanswered points by Philly. 24-23 in the fourth. Back to Dick and Randy.
No, Philadelphia in the lead in the NFC East, edges ahead by 1. Giants were rallying. Dallas now in command here. Washington in a dogfight at home against winless Tennessee. Carr trying to get something positive going. A flag down as Gatto is tackled at the 27. Aiken Adele with a stop, but let's check the penalty.
Illegal contact on the defense, number 94. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and automatic first down.
DeMarcus Ware, as they take, instead of the 7-yard gain on the pass, they take the 5-yard penalty and first down.
Well, here's the center, Ledesur, right here on the ground. And there's a Johnson on one side. He's got the lower body, 99. There's a Johnson in the middle, kneeing on his throat and chest, 96. So it was Johnson and Johnson for 15 yards.
Well, that was a collaboration. First down, and Carr has it fly swatted at the line of scrimmage by Jay Ratliff, the 6'4" defensive end. Well, they Texans started well today here in Irving, Texas. Their first drive was 61 yards with the opening kickoff, and they drove to the 1-yard line, settled for a field goal. But since that possession, they have managed only 96 yards.
Well, you look at play selection. That alone, just with Dallas, you're going against a team like Dallas, and you've got them almost 50-50. You're going to have a serious problem if you're the Houston Texans, because you don't have them out of any kind of rhythm.
Carr guns it underneath Eric Moulds, and he stopped short of the 30-yard line, tackled by Brady James.
Well, as much of a curse as last week's turnovers were to the Dallas Cowboys against Philly, boy, has it been a formula for extra points and turning this game around. Because, Dick, like you said, it was first set won by Dallas 6-3, kind of a tennis match, and man, it's broken wide open with those turnovers in the second half.
Yeah, Dallas taking total command and jumping on those opportunities. 3rd down and 5. Carr, quick throw, incomplete, and Owen Daniels, the fresh rookie tight end, and Roy Williams darted in front of him, and Williams again, the defensive man on the right place at the right time. Made it tough.
And really, Dick, seeing an offensive performance against this kind of a defense, and I know that this is not a knock on Mario Williams, but I'm like many people out there. I watched this performance running the ball and offensively, and I said, man, what would a Reggie Bush brought to this offense if they'd have drafted him with that first pick?
Now, they were unlucky. They picked Mario Williams, and then Dominic Davis, who has averaged over 1,000 yards a season for 3 years, becomes injured in the training period. Here's the kick by Stanley. Skylar Green, fair catching at the 24. Now with 10-11 left in the 4th, Dallas moves the offense on the field, and we remind you, here they are coming up. Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Or you'll see the Dolphins and Jets. Some of you on the West Coast, the Chargers and San Francisco, all right here on CBS, second half of our doubleheader. Here's some of the quarterbacks, Randy, that will be in action later.
Oh, all three need themselves a little bit of a rebound. And Phillip Rivers doesn't really need a rebound, but he needs to go back-to-back with his performances, because he sure has been impressive. And the great major upset of 2006 has been Ben Roethlisberger with no touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
You know that's going to change.
Well, he better get a running game to help him out, or he'll even throw more.
Barber wrestled down after a short gain by several of the Texans, with Mario Williams in the mix.
You know, Dick, it brings you back to, we discussed a little bit last week about, you know, how many times you run the ball in a game, and Bill Parcells has always been a big believer of getting those runs per game up over the 30 mark, and that goes into the formula for Pittsburgh. You know, when Pittsburgh has a situation where Ben throws the ball, you know, 22, 23, 24 times, he's successful and they win. They've been in the mid-30s every week. That's why the kid's throwing all these interceptions. The running game's not giving him a little support.
Well, Jerome Bettis and Antoine Randall, who would run for you now and then on an occasional reverse. No longer members of that Super Bowl team. Terrell Owens comes back to make the catch in front of Lewis Sanders. That's shy of her first down. And another Houston Texan down on the field. This time it's Sanders. And this second half becoming disastrous for Gary Kubiak's team, not only on the scoreboard but in the injury column. Third player to leave the field. Sanders joining Glenn Earl, the safety, and Seth Payne, who seemed to be the most seriously injured.
We talk about that run and formula. You know, Dallas and Bill Parcells' offense have 30 rushes today, and they're averaging 5 yards a whack. 150 yards on 30 rushes.
Word now is a strain, next strain on Glenn Earl, a knee sprain for Seth Payne. On 3rd and 2, Barber runs into a stiff defensive thrust and pushed back by Thomas Johnson. That'll bring up 4th down and about a yard. Owner Jerry Jones, he and the Houston Texas owner Robert McNair are good friends. Converse consistently. In fact, there was a nice story in the Dallas paper today about, there's McNair with former President George Bush, and where McNair said, I want I want to call my team the Texans. And of course, proudly, Jerry Jones' Dallas Cowboys are the Texas team and owned the rights here for a while when the Oilers left. And he said, well, you can have them, $5 million.
So
he didn't own them. He didn't own the rights. He was kidding his buddy.
It answers the old question, what's in a name?
And Jerry acknowledging the fact it's good to have another team in your state. And Mr. McNair saying, you know, it's like the small town that has only one lawyer. He's running out of business. He's about to go broke until another lawyer comes to town, and then they both do well.
Well, Jerry Jones is also the rarest of things among owners. He's a football guy. You got Richardson in Carolina, Jerry Jones here is a great example. Of course, Al Davis, the managing general partner out in Oakland, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, Jones played collegiately at Arkansas.
As did his son, Stephen.
Jimmy Johnson was his teammate. Here's Barber finding some running room in the secondary. Boy, he doesn't quit, does he? He's all the way to a possible another first down, about a 10-yard pickup to the 44. C.C. Brown makes the tackle. Now let's check on T.O. This is last week, where the hands didn't do much, but the mouth did a lot.
This is T.O. in the days of, or back last week with not playing well with others, and now this week it's been a case of he's been playing with the Houston's defense mostly.
Another first down, this time Barber with the rush. He continues to pile up the rushing yardage, while Owens now with 43 yards on 4 catches, 2 for touchdowns. Tyson Thompson, the second-year runner from San Jose State, number 28 now, the tailback. He gets his 9th carry of the season and fights his way into Houston territory to the 49-yard line, a 6-yard pickup into the grasp of Moreland Greenwood.
Well, one thing this Dallas Cowboy team needs going into the future, as you look at their schedule, is this kind of performance. They need a methodical offense.
Look at that schedule, though. Giants at home on Monday night, then 3 straight road games, Carolina, Washington, Arizona, and then back home against the Colts.
Just
That'll
the Colts.
Be a test.
Just the Colts. No problem. No big deal. But if they have this kind of offense where they're running the ball very effectively, they're throwing good, efficient, short passes, this is Bill Parcells' formula for getting some wins on the board. It might not be pretty, it might not be as spectacular as chunking it down the field, but it's brutally efficient.
Well, the Super Bowl teams weren't always pretty either. Boy, they got the job done. Thompson again weaving his way, unable to get to the line of scrimmage, loses a yard into the arms of D'Amico Ryans.
Well, that's what makes these running backs so difficult. You know, when you look at it, whether it's Jones or Barber or Thompson, he's brought together an offensive line here in Dallas that's pretty impressive, and it was probably the weak spot of the team the last couple of years. But this particular unit has done a very nice job up front of producing the thing that is the hardest thing to do in the NFL, and that's have a consistent running game.
We saw Julius Jones. He has 104 yards today. Barber chips in with 59. And Thompson now the third running back. 2 carries now for 5 yards. Wide open is Witten, the tight end, and he's down to the Houston 36-yard line before Ryans can bump him out of bounds, and he comes up a little limpy.
Well, you get those low tackles. That's why defensive backs and linebackers don't like to get cut, because of the things that happen when you get grabbed and hit down there low. Receivers are the same way. You can get an ankle caught or something can happen, and not most of it's good.
Well, here comes the quarterback they've been crying for, Tony Romo. Yeah, Romo, who has not thrown a pass in his 2 years plus, make it 3 years plus. He free agent in 2003 out of Eastern Illinois, had a terrific preseason, and that whetted the appetite of Dallas fans, figuring this could be their quarterback of the future. Here he is, been here since 2004, and had great success during the summer. Here, just a little flip for a score.
Well, he almost didn't get that play off, Dick. He almost looked like they thought it was the preseason. They got that snap off at about half a second.
Bledsoe apparently threw for the day. Good numbers, a couple of touchdown passes to take him over the 250 mark. Romo has not thrown a pass in an NFL regular season game
yet.
Here's second and long, and the handoff is to Thompson, run out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
Now there's a good example of a young running back. Talk about a young quarterback. At this point of the game, you're up the way you are. You're up by, 3 touchdowns, and there's 4 minutes to go. You don't go out of bounds. You stay in bounds. You keep the clock moving. That's the thing Phil Simms used to say when they got a lead with the old New York Giants. He'd look over the sideline. There'd be Bill Parcells making the shooting motion with his finger, pointing at the clock.
Pointing at his watch.
Yeah,
bam,
pointing
bam.
at his watch. That's how you kill the clock.
Right. Al McGuire, my old partner in basketball, milk the clock is what he'd say. You got to take at least a minute off the clock every possession when you have a big lead in the second half. Milk it good. Romo's first NFL pass is caught. Sam Hurd, free agent from Northern Illinois. Eastern Illinois to Northern Illinois. Free agents connect, and they'll have something to smile about tonight. 33 yards worth.
A little something to smile about right there. And no one ever said that luck doesn't help a good legend. And this young man's got quite a legend here locally about the performance he's had in the preseason and how much they like him, and they've been chanting for him every time Drew has played poorly. And he might have gotten his first completion, but now he knows that when you get those completions at this level, you usually have to pay for them a little bit.
Now first and goal at the 3-yard line as Bill Parcells giving his reserves a chance. And into the center of the line goes Tyson Thompson for little or no gain, maybe down to the 2-yard line. Romo from Burlington, Wisconsin. He's an avid golfer. In fact, good enough, Randy, that he's tried to qualify for the U.S. Open twice.
He tried to even qualify here for the locally for the Byron Nelson. And that means he's probably good enough to have unrealistic expectations, as we all learn in golf. That's once you get below the double digits in handicap, you start to think you're pretty good, and then you get out there around those guys that do it for a living, and you realize maybe I'm playing a different game.
Well, he's just a little soft wedge from a touchdown here. Second and goal at the 2. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown to Terrell Owens. He has the hat trick, and Romo has his first NFL touchdown throw.
Well, I guess, there's a certain symmetry to Terrell Owens having that pose on the star of the Dallas Cowboy helmet in the end zone. Remember, as a San Francisco 49er, the uproar over having that similar pose at the star at the middle of the field.
Well, it's a second half of celebration for the Cowboy fans. It's all Dallas here in the second half with 24 unanswered points. Make that 31 now unanswered.
Well, here's Terrell Owens right here, and he's going to come in motion. They should call this a tribute to Jerry Rice, because that old West Coast offense in San Francisco, they did that on a regular basis. You just figure my receiver's better than their DB, and he can't stay with him. And see, there's T.O. with that little wide arm pose on the star. Same pose, smaller star. That's just good game planning. That's good. That's excellent execution, and that's taking advantage of an inferior opponent, frankly.
Well, and an opponent that didn't figure with the Cowboys already in front 27-6 that they'd throw the ball there. That'll be a day and a game to remember for Tony Romo and for Terrell Owens. A game with 3 touchdowns will help fans to forget some of the negative of a week ago. And there's nothing like winning and nothing like delivering to bring forgiveness. Cowboys 3 catches for touchdowns in a game. The last time was 3 years ago, Terry Glenn.
And that was a good example too. You can't exactly throw all your starters out of the game.
Vanderjack kicks toward the sidelines. Here comes Shepard. Ooh.
Hello.
Wow.
Mr. Abram announced his arrival.
Abram Elam with the hit.
little celebration between Hurd and company and Parcells. Look at Bill. Well, Coach, you got that for a lot more weeks. Best all get used to it.
Texans start at the 28, 2:17 left. Underneath to Andre Johnson, another catch for him to give him 6 for the day and 36 for the season. It's Abram Elam's birthday. He kind of blew out the candles on Shepard there on his 25th birthday. Elam, timeout, 2-minute timeout.
Oh, hey guys, there's a better way to phone for less. It's called Vonage.
Is that the alarm?
Get unlimited local and long distance for just $24.99. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill. Sign up now and get 1 month free.
I think we lost him.
Vonage. One smart decision among many, many stupid ones.
Sweet. Vonage.
Call 1-800-989-4VON.
This is a lot of food.
Steak, egg, and cheese burrito.
And there's tots in there and onions
Yeah.
and green peppers.
I know.
And it's no normal breakfast. It's like a breakfast. Like a breakfast. Wow.
Yeah, wow indeed.
Wow. Breakfast.
Steak, egg, and cheese burrito. Sonic's got it, others don't. Loaded with thin sliced steak, it's the hearty way to start your morning. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Ford Super Duty, the most capable pickup in America. Bold moves, they happen every day.
IBM presents a special look at the NFL. Off to their best start in 20 years, the Chicago Bears are the first 5-0 team to lead the league in both scoring offense and scoring defense since 1964.
CBS Tuesday.
Chick fight!
Getting engaged to 2 women
2 fiancés. That a Marine thing?
can be hazardous to your health.
We are not food for worms. It's the flies and beetles that feast upon us.
A revealing new episode.
Wow, it's just like Chippendales without the bow ties or muscles.
NCIS CBS Tuesday.
Houston led at halftime 6-3, so 31 unanswered points by the Cowboys as Sage Rosenfels, 6th year out of Iowa State, now at quarterback. David Carr's day is through. This is the second most points scored by Dallas in the second half in their history. Throw underneath is complete. Aaron Daniels, the tight end. It's his first catch of the day and his 6th of the season. And a first down out to the 45-yard line. They scored Cowboys 36 against Green Bay 12 years ago. This 31 today equals their second best ever offensive output in the second half. Down the middle and wide open was Kevin Walder, but the pass a little short. Reminder tonight on 60 Minutes, the Duke University rape case could turn on what you'll hear on 60 Minutes tonight. The 3 accused teammates tell their story for the first time, followed by new episodes of The Amazing Race, Cold Case, and Without a Trace tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. Started slowly for Drew Bledsoe. Everything meshed in the second half and keyed by 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery that led to 17 Dallas points. Rosenfels underneath to Johnson, heads for the sideline and out of bounds, but the clock runs. They said he was stopped prior to the boundary at the 45-yard line by Terrence Newman.
We talk a lot about what's happened here on the offensive side of the ball for the Dallas Cowboys, but the Dallas defense has done a wonderful job in this game of adjusting. They're playing something they're not used to, a 2-safety deep look, and it's really something that's paid big dividends because Houston's had absolutely no big plays.
Ooh, Rosenfeld's just got that out, and Johnson with a completion at the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4, and a time called by the Texans. gives us a chance to salute the men and women who bring you the sounds and sights of our NFL coverage, our doubleheader. Executive producer of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus, and Tony Petitti. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach, directed by Suzanne Smith. Senior producer CBS Sports and the NFL Today is Eric Mann. The director Bob Matina. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. Associate directors of today's game, Corey Fishman and John Paquette. Broadcast associates, Julie Landa, Neil Patel. Technical manager Doug Fleetum. Technical director Chris Romanek. Audio supervisor Dave Grunvig. And thanks to the men in the booth, Butch Baird, Max Greenspan, and Michael Burton. John Gwynn on the graphics department as well. So second down and 3. Houston with 58 seconds showing on the clock, trying to get a little frosting on the board. It goes underneath the Gatto, and that'll be a first down at the 34-yard line. Houston's schedule, Jacksonville at home, and they too have 3 consecutive road games. Titans, Giants, and Jacksonville before they come home to Buffalo, and then the Jets in New York.
And Tennessee suddenly last 2 weeks, not only against the Colts, but against Washington, playing much better for Jeff Fisher.
Rosenfeld's grabbed by the jersey and ripped down and fumbled the ball, but it's recovered, or they're ruling the play was down. As it looked to be Jay Ratliff in there along with Kenyon Coleman.
Incomplete pass was the ruling. There's 3 backup linemen in there. Eric Winston, one of their draft picks this year. Fred Weary and Brad Bedell are in there for the regular starters, as well as the backup quarterback.
And the Houston offensive line. So 29 seconds to play. Second down from the 34. Underneath to Johnson, broken up nicely by Anthony Henry. Henry's had a good day, including an interception.
Just form and anticipation by Henry, not only on that play, but his interception. And all day long, they've done just a perfect job of executing Mike Zimmer's defense and keeping these receivers in front of him. It was, you know, we use the term bend but don't break a lot, referring to defense. This is more of a let them catch it and then go get them kind of defense for Dallas.
It's a big young defense that's been collected here for the Dallas Cowboys. Just enough veterans in that secondary, men like Aaron Glenn, that really give it continuity and strength. Out to Gatto, and Gatto skids out of bounds, stops the clock with 18 seconds left, just shy of the first down. Again, Henry, he's had a full day.
Yeah, this defense for Dallas, Bill Parcells has got himself a extra large group. You look at this front 7. Brady James is kind of the run of the litter at about, what, 6'2", about 250?
That's the lightest linebacker he
by
has.
a lot.
Isn't that amazing?
You got Sean Ellis at what, 6'6" and about 270 at one linebacker. DeMarcus Ware,
6'4", 260 at the other outside linebacker.
Yeah, it's just, it's built for the NFC East. It's built for the Skins. It's built for the Eagles. It's built for the Giants.
There's the games coming up, second half of our doubleheader, so don't wander away. Plenty of good action ahead as soon as we complete play here as Rosenfeld calls time. The fans that have stayed to see that final second tick away offer their thanks.
They're booing because they want to see the next games. Yeah, they want to see those Jets. They want to see San Diego. They're Steeler fans too around this part of the country. They want to see how Big Ben's going to rally back against those Chiefs.
How about, you run into Steeler fans around the country in airports, and they're wearing a frown, the Super Bowl champion fans. They're wondering what's wrong. Bill Cowher losing 3 in a row.
They're out of formula, you might say. I mean, the formula is that incredible defense. That's what's made him so good last year, what made him so good 2 years ago, playing with a rookie quarterback. I mean, an incredible, intimidating running game, a very efficient passing game, and a stifling defense, and that has not been the case in Pittsburgh so far.
So fourth down, 5 for Houston. Rosenfels to Johnson. Andre Johnson tackled at the 8, first and goal. Texans have 1 timeout left and spent it right here with 10 seconds to go as Rosenfels and his Houston teammates trying to get a 6 points on the board before this one ends. I mean, this is like a 2-minute drill. When you're trying to win a game, you might as well practice it when you're well behind. But it was T.O. 3 touchdowns. That'll be part of the headlines of this game. Turnovers, true to form, Bill Parcells. He had the advantage, and his team has won handily. I'll leave the game remembering what a terrific player Roy Williams is. I mean, he just seemed to make the hit, be in the right place the entire game.
It was that defense. It was the running game and that offensive line. It was the second half performances of this entire team, special teams included, getting those big turnovers and putting the Texans to sleep in the second half.
Rosenfeld's underneath, and bam, down goes Owen Daniels as he is hit hard. Brady James does the job, and the clock runs out. The Cowboys with the win.